Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. So our approach today is I'm doing warm-ups, then Rob is leading us through the beginning of learning of Water Dragon, and then I'm closing with the 10 position meditation. My ulterior motive there is to get us ready for Ito's class on the 24th, so that's why I'm including that. All right, so good morning. Let's warm our hands up. Generating heat between our palms. Nice and warm, reach out far, reach out far, reach out far. Warmer, warmer, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. Keep rubbing.
You put on two.
And let your hands release and shake out from the fingertips. Shake away everything that you're carrying that you don't need. You can come back and retrieve it later if you really think it's important. It will be there. But shake it on out and just sort of shake around. Good. And now slightly bigger shakes and some other good morning to everyone down in LA. Good morning to Florida. Good morning, Virginia, Vermont. Good morning, Oregon. Oh, good morning, England, France. Well, it's not morning there. Good. And one more time, reaching up with the fingertips and let it drop. Good. And up with one side and stretch and elongate and drop. And alternate. And ish, me, sun, she, go, good. And with one arm, reach far across your body all the way. And reach far, in my case, I'm reaching far north. And stretch. And drop and reach out far, other direction south. Come up through tenso and reach across and stretch. And one more time, reaching far, reaching up through tenso and across and stretch. Let your arm relax and now come across the angle of your body, reaching far behind, far forward, and two more times. Ish, knee. One more time, sun. And now coming across the backside, reaching up and out and over as best you can. There's sections there I can't touch that circle. It doesn't work. There we go. Good. And other arm reaching out far again. I'm reaching far north, up through and down south, and let my arm stretch each knee. And drop and reach far, reach up and reach across and stretch. And let your arm drop. And last time, sun, and reach up across. And let your arm release and reach far behind. Reach up through tenso again and out far forward. Ish. Knee. Good. And circling far behind you again. Ish. Knee. Is an official count, son. And she, good. Okay. And letting our head and neck relax side to side. Ish. Me. Sun. She. Go. Nodding up and down. Ish. Over one shoulder. Knee. Sun. She, and nodding across your chest. Yes. To the other shoulder. And ish, knee, sun, and let it relax, shoulder to shoulder, ish, knee, sun, just gently, no forcing, a little bit of crunching is okay, and circling around ish, knee, and gently the other way, no forcing, ish, knee, and let your shoulders get involved, and relaxing again, ish, knee, and go the other direction and begin to engage your arms, ish, knee, and a little bit more of arm motion, ish, still soft, knee, another direction, ish. Knee. Good. And letting your hips hinge back and reach out far with your hands. And now Kaishoken all the way around. Eesh. Aya. Ah. And again, knee. Ah. And keep Kaishoken in the direction. Eesh. Ah. Good to hear you. Knee. Ah. Keep Kaishoken and relaxing again. A little just wakame here for the moment. Let your body be. Still feel the circles, the movements, but just let your body recover a moment. Ish. Knee. Good. And coming forward, opening 3 levels. Ish. Knee. And straight up. Sun. Good. Another foot, other side. Ish. Knee. Sun. Let's join in our breath across all the differences. Ish. Ha. 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 2 more times. Ha. 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 Other side. Ha. 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 And let yourself sink down and let your knees sink. Let your arms travel on back. Reach far behind you. And up through Shintaido, jump all the way back up to Jinso. Stretching. And let your knees soften. Drop and reach far back. And eesh. And release. Sun. And release. She. Release. Last time. Boo. And stay up. Stretch palms up to the heavens. And just let your hips move forward and back. Don't worry about how much your arms move. Just let your hips move. Ish. Me. Sun. She. Go. Rook. See. Now hips side to side. Ish. Me. Sun. She. Go. Rook. See. Chin spiraling. Ish. Me. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Ish. One last stretch to the heavens and let your arms relax. Ish. Good. Okay. And from here, let's go ahead and do circles with our knees. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Another direction. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. And feet together. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Another direction. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. And the wisdom support if you need it or not. Lifting one knee up so you can do ankles. I know you can't see my ankle, but my ankle's going to go in circles. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Other direction. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. My foot goes up and down. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Foot in and out. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Other leg. There's a little support if you need it. Circles. I'm doing the same hand because I'm holding on. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Other direction. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Up and down. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. In and out. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Sish. Good. And stepping out with one step so that you're in a Fibonacci. And just let yourself sink a little so that you're stretching your leg, feeling it up through the back. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. To the other side and stretch again. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Whatever way you find you can stretch, where you can lift your toe up and ish, Ni, sun, shi, go. Don't worry about how deep you go. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go. Good. And coming back to center. And let's turn our koshi in the middle. First, feet together, very small. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go. Other direction, keep it small. Ish, ni, sun, shi, go. And now open your stance in a bigger opening koshi so you touch all the points. Ish, ni, sun, shi, and go the other direction. Ish, ni, sun, shi. And from the same position, just open slightly more, a little bit of a kibadachi stance. Let your knees soften. Put your left hand in front, right hand beyond it. And we're going to do some 3/4 breathing to the back. So my left hand is inside toward me. I'm going to turn to my left and look over my left shoulder, looking down. First time, just take it easy and just begin to feel the stretch. Ish, ni, sun. And coming back to center. Now the right hand's in front and turning to the right. And ish, ni, sun. And left hand in front. And again, spiraling to the left and looking a little bit further perhaps. Extending up with one hand, down with the other. Ish, ni, sun. And back to the center, right hand in front. And up to the other side, extending. Ish, ni, sun. 2 more times now, this time with the left hand in front going to the left, but look up to your right hand. Ish, ni, sun. And coming back. And to the right and looking up. Ish, ni, sun. And coming back. Last 2 times up. Ish, ni, sun. And last time down. And looking up to the other side. Ish, ni, sun. Good. And coming back to standing for a moment. Good. And letting your arms drop to the side and opening into a big ah, palms up to the ceiling, up to the sky, the heavens, pressing past. Let your palms fill with the energy for today. Palm over palm, facing down over chakra, and just stand under the shower of energy. And bring this on down around you so that your palms are facing towards your cheeks, your neck, your upper torso, under your arms, across, coming down through, and then coming back to a neutral stance. And releasing and moksho. Your nature all around us. And feet together. And moksoyame. And Ray. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Rob.
Good morning. I'm going to adjust a little bit on my screen here and then back up a little bit so that I have good lighting. So we're going to go, I have planned about a 5-week series, maybe a little bit longer, of a practice called water dragon or shiryuken, and excuse my Japanese, it's not perfect in this. It's a hard combination of words to pronounce in Japanese. So what I imagine when I'm practicing it is like very long oriental dragons in the parade. They have a very flowing motion like a ribbon. And we want to maintain that, but also maintain the sharpness of our sword. So to start out with, we don't want to just think of as our sword is not just what is cutting. We want to think our whole body is cutting in this. So we're going to start with no sword or stick in our hand, and this can be practiced without it. But as David Sensei over the last several weeks really emphasized our ulnar edge, the cutting edge of our body, our arm, I want us to imagine our cutting edge continuing down all the way through our armpit, down the edges of our body, okay? From our feet all the way up through. And when we're holding a sword, it will extend through the sword also. So I'd like to start with, we're going to do a little bit of sunrise, sunset, modified version. Instead of thinking of the triangle that Ito Sensei asks us to do, I want us to continue always thinking of the ulnar edge as we're cutting and following our hands and our eyes with that edge together, okay? So let's get a nice stance, and we're gonna just have our eyes follow our hands down below initially. Rock back and forth. Loosen our hips back and forth a little bit. Allow that energy to rock from side to side through our body and into our arms. Now we're going to go up on our left side, and as we lift, the left hand turns so the ulnar edge, the pinky side is going up, as does the right hand. Pinky rises. As we reach at the top, we continue cutting, and we're going to cut down our left side. And we're going to continue around one more time. And as you notice, our hands will change so that we have to twist, and you can only get 1.5 turns each one before you have to twist at the top. Okay, and at the bottom, reaching out, left hand leads up, pinky, twist at the top, and now we can go a full turn. And around. Okay, now we're going to do the 45-degree angle. This time only the forward cutting up and reaching back, looking back, cutting back down. Come up, cut up. We're going to go back to the other side at about a 45-degree angle and cut down. Continue this for a few minutes. Pay attention. Imagine your ulnar edge is the leading edge. Soften your body so you're relaxed. Bend your knees a little bit as you go down. And rise up as you go up. Yeesh. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Look. Seesh. And Hach. And stopping at the bottom and slowly come up And pull back. Okay, let's get a stick for our weapon, or so it could be a sword, a practice sword. It can be your book toe. For this, I'm going to actually bring out my actual sword for the first few times to demonstrate, so that you guys get a clear image of the edge. I apologize to my wife because she doesn't like this thing out in the house. Thank you, Sandra, for this. And so while I have my sword, I'm very formal because it is something that is really truly dangerous to have out. I put it. One second here.
So what do you want us to see?
So I am going to first pull out the sword. We're going to continue to do the backwards cut that we were doing. I want to very clearly imagine people, everybody, your hands are leading in the cut, and it clearly draws the sword forward and up. This motion. We're going to go sideways here. I'm keeping my eyes following initially. This way. All right. So let's all get our stick out. I'm going to step forward and make sure everybody's ready to go. All right. So let's pull out and shoko. And I'm going to drop my sword to my right-hand side, pointed backwards. Okay. I'm looking down at where my handle is. Draw my hands up. Look behind. Look down on my left side. Come up. Look back. Look down. My body is flexing and twisting, like imagining a dragon spinning through the clouds or through the ocean with the sharpness of its teeth and its movement and its claws. And just keep continuing going around. Yeesh. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Look. Cease. And hatch. And bring out shoko. And pull it back. I'm going to switch to the wooden sword for the rest of it. I think everybody got the image of the edge there. Was that clear? Yeah, okay. Thumbs up, I see. All right, so next step is, so this is the first part of of water dragon is this cutting motion of like the waves continuously flowing in and out. So just like the waves on a beach, we move forward and we move back. We move forward and we move back. So I'm going to go sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. We move forward, we move back, we move forward, we move back. Am I in the frame?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? So we're going to do that a few times. Your stepping doesn't have to be very particular. Just allow yourself to walk forward and back kind of in a flowing motion naturally. Try not to trip on yourself. Key part. If you don't have room for a stick in your house, you can continue this with just free hand. Okay? And starting as if you're holding a sword and you're pulling, drawing it out, move forward, pull up, move back as you move back. Move forward, up, back, yeesh, on. Reach high with your hands, let your sword follow. She. Go. Rook. Sheesh. Haj. Ku. Ju. And bring it to Shoko. And pull it back, put it away. Okay. Questions? I'm asking that a lot on this one because I want to make sure we're getting it. I'm going to change the screen so I can watch you. I'm going to have Sandra doing the movement in the main frame, and I'm going to kind of be watching. Is that okay? Yes. Yeah, so she's gonna put it down here. So
go sideways.
So as I step pulling out and walking forward. I can't express it as other than you're just moving naturally with your steps. So as I go back on my right side, my right leg wants to open backwards as the step. If I go back on my left side, my left leg goes back. Does that make sense? Okay. As initially for private or practice of this to get a feel of it, I encourage you to follow your eyes. But as you begin to, we're going to move this slowly towards kumite, and that's not effective to be watching behind you or your sword as you go. You have to watch where your partner is to be safe. So initially, when you're doing this for a feeling of movement, yes, please follow. That helps you extend your imagery and your movement. Make sure you're in a safe spot so you can not trip on things or hit things. But if you have that clear, please follow. But as I move to partner practice, I am going to then begin to focus, keep my eyes on my partner, but that my imagination still follows around each cut. I'm paying attention back here, even though my eyes are here. Does that make sense?
Can you do it again? I would like Rob to do it again, and I'd like to point out a few things. Okay, so watch Rob's hips, okay, because it's all coming from there. The roundness and the movement is all coming from his hips, and it's being expressed out through his arms. Everything. It's like the thing we do now, where we just roll our hips and our arms move with us. That's almost what he's doing. So he's rounding. It's like just looking at him. Mine is very, very one-dimensional and pointy. His is rounded, and that's what we're striving for. So sorry to.
That's okay.
Okay.
So you're going to go out and try to do the round,
Well,
and
yeah,
I'm going to watch people and make sure that I am seen and give it words of encouragement.
Okay. So.
Yeah, so let me see, Sandra, so move forward a little bit, Sandra, there you go. Okay. So you're just doing the timing. Okay, pulling out, and as you pull out, you move forward. So eesh, cut back behind, knee, san.
It's already you, never was not you.
She, nice. Okay. Yes. Good. Go. Rook. Yes. Good. Siege. Okay. Careful not to twist your hands around. Okay. Yummy. Good. So I see a couple of corrections. So.
Can we pin it back to you?
Yeah, pin it back to me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have a visual of everybody. So one of the things that can happen is we start twisting our wrists. So try to make sure that as we cut through, so on this side, there is no twist. On the right side, there's no twist. You don't want to get your hands twisted up here. On this side, on the left side, I'll do it this way. You come around, it twists here at the bottom, and you have to somehow kind of release a little bit with the left hand, so that you can actually have the angle of the cut. Oopsie. Okay. That makes sense. The other is, so as I go up, I want to really open tenso. Imagine my tenso feeling here. So all I'm doing is closing my hands onto a sword. So I don't want to do a short version. Reach as high tenso as you can. Really try to make sure you have a feeling of the whole universe in each of your cuts. So ulnar edge of your hand still matters. So you can say either you lead with your knuckles or cut with your knuckles, or keep imagining the edge of your hands as your cutting edge, even though you're holding the stick. And you have to reach your intended target wherever it is with your hands. Okay? Let's do a few more. So holding on left side, relax, and twisting your hand and pulling out, moving forward. The first one is one hand cat. Second hand comes to the book toe and yeesh. Yee. San. For those of you that are outside, be careful not to point the tip of your book toe or sword up. Point your hands up and out. Your sword just follows behind them. Yeesh. Yee. Sun. She. No. And cutting from the left side, cut across to Shoko and down. Ayame, pull back. And all right, let's do a couple of just focus a little bit more on the drawing of the sword, how this happens. So imagine I'm a samurai walking down an old village street, and all of a sudden somebody is cutting at me. I have to pull my sword out. I step back, get space, I move forward to attack. Oh, there's another person behind him. And okay, I bring back the ready. And put away. Do a couple more times. So just two, one, two, and then cut to Shoko. All right. Moving forward, up, pull out, yeesh, back, E, come back, and from the back, we're now just going to Shoko. And put away. Okay. One more time. Walking down the street. Oh, here comes an attack. I receive. I cut. And I stop. And so again on this one, at the edge of it, so as I cut back for that last cut, I reach the bottom point here, and I'm going to do a chewed on cut, leading with my knuckles until I reach Shoko, and then I finish it. Okay? That's just one addition. And walking down the street, pulling out, cutting back, feeding space, pulling out or cutting up, moving back, feeding space, cutting chewed on to Shoko, and pull back. Moving forward, cutting up and back. Cutting up, move back, and cutting chewed on, and Shoko. And put away. And one more time. Yeesh. Yee. Done. And hold. And hold. And we're going to finish this out. Right? I think I'm very happy with that. We got about 75% through the whole thing for the receiving side. And that is actually quite good. I didn't expect to get that far. So thank you.
Thank you, Rob. All right, and from where you are, we're going to go through 10 position meditation. Today will not be as much focus on extended periods of time in each position. I want to be able to go through it and just do the 10 positions, and then we'll, over the weeks, we'll work on expanding our awareness and lengthening our time. So standing naturally, as Lee Seaman often reminded us, David, to feel through the bottom of our feet, the connection to the earth. Weight is even. Arms released and relaxed from the shoulders. Gaze is far. Your eyes can be half closed if you wish, or you can look at the camera, whatever's easiest. And just a slight step open and let your palms face forward. This one is opening, spreading light. And let your arms float up to be even with your shoulders. Palms again facing up toward the heavens. Feel that you just expanded that sphere of light that's around you. Made it brighter for all to see. And continuing the motion up through the heavens, bringing your palms slightly together, not a lot of tension between them. Fingertips spearing up through the heavens. Spear, elongate. And let your palms and hands drop down through your center until you're at shoulder height. Fingertips pointing slightly away from the face. Let your palms open, keep your shoulders relaxed, elbows, letting your arms open to that length. Again, palms up to the heavens. Offering. Bringing your hands together, right hand resting lightly over the left so that you're pointing again, the fingertips pointing far, as if to say, going home. Bring your feet back together, bringing your hands back into your center, bringing back whatever light and energy you gain that you need for the day, bringing it into your center, palm over palm, facing up, not resting, but just resting lightly over each other. And consolidating that energy down into what you need today, what you can share with others. Let everything drop away that isn't needed. Enjoy that perfect moment. And again, letting your feet open to a more natural stance. Let your hands drop down to side by side. Let your eyes open if you've had them closed. Still soft focus, but more awareness. And bringing your awareness back now more. Feet together. Arms released and relaxed at your sides, palm facing into your thighs. And Mokso. Mokso Yame. Right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rob.